We back again. It's been like 8, 9 days, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been making some lights. I've been really focused on other. But yeah. Hold up. I want to show y'all, but y'all know, 20K, 24K views. Yeah, 24K views, bro. We there. We getting there slowly but surely. And we almost had 150 subscribers. And we should get 150 subscribers. $50 giveaway for the 50th subscriber. Or we gonna do 200, but a $50 giveaway. Or if you can't, take cash out, whatever amount, the $50 we're gonna give away. Yeah, real goal 500. Once we hit 500 subscribers, but KB's got indicted alongside 11 others in the deadly war between the CCK and senators. So let's see what they talking about. And anything in this, I do not own no copyrights. Anything in this genre better not be copyrighted, because it's already niggas in this genre rapping. I already gonna know. And the first thing they do is play a song. So it better not be copyrighted. That's what I'm saying.
One join the senders, get a body, then you gang with us. Bro, turn on the switch, he try to hop out, hit her face. Jay was lacking on that corner.
The Senders used a motto or a slogan in many of their music videos, raps, and other social media posts. That slogan was, if you want to join the Senders, get a body, then you gang with us.
Big buck.
Yo, and Larry Kessler don't be playing with niggas, bro. Like,
Involving what police are calling 3 major South Philadelphia shooting gangs. 12 people now charged for their roles in more than a dozen crimes, including a homicide. The district attorney says the group is affiliated with a street gang.
Philadelphia law enforcement has announced the dismantling of a violent network of street gangs responsible for a wave of shootings, murders, and armed robberies that terrorized the city for over 2 years. On February 21st, 2025, officials revealed that a grand jury...
And when they say terrorize the city, I don't know what they're talking about, because I live in the city. I live in Philadelphia again. What do y'all mean by that? What do you mean by
has
that?
Charged 12 individuals with multiple homicides, attempted murders, carjackings, and serious firearm offenses, all tied to the escalating war between the Senders, Clappers, and Close Range Gang. These groups, operating primarily in South Philadelphia, but with connections
CRG. I heard about CRG a couple times.
Have been locked in a deadly cycle of retaliation from April
going on
2021 to May 2023. The Clappers, based around 7th and Rittner in South Philadelphia, have gained attention for their affiliation with CCK, a larger organization active in West Philly, South Philly, and Southwest Philadelphia. The Senders, known for their ruthless reputation, have 2 factions, one controlling territory around 5th and Christian in South Philadelphia, and another established near 56th and Lansdowne in West Philadelphia. They are widely recognized for their slogan, if you want to join the Senders, get a body, then you gang with us.
Basically, your whole group everybody got to be. That's what y'all saying. That's what I'm hearing. Want to join us in this? Get a body, then you gang with us. If y'all gang with them, what Larry Kessler say? So obviously, you know. So CCK and them said, how about go to the jails?
Phrase that law enforcement says reflects their violent initiation process. The Close Range Gang, though smaller, has played a major role in several shootings alongside the Senders. 12 suspects have been indicted in connection to multiple shootings and murders, with charges ranging from attempted homicide to illegal firearms possession. Among them is 19-year-old Eli A3 Simmons, who prosecutors say is responsible for multiple shootings across the city. Also named in the indictment are 20-year-old Isaiah Brown, or Cap G's, 16-year-old Javon Solomon, and 19-year-old Andre Richards, all accused of carrying out violent attacks on rivals and their associates. 20-year-old Tahir Wick Rowe and 19-year-old Claudia Carter Lewis, both affiliated with the Clappers, have also been charged as part of the ongoing feud. In addition to violent crime charges, several suspects are facing serious firearm offenses under Pennsylvania's Uniform Firearms Act, commonly referred to as VUFA. These charges include VUFA 6106 for illegally possessing a firearm without a license, VUFA 6108 for unlawfully carrying a firearm in public within city limits, and VUFA 6110 for
they charged
possession
me
of a firearm by a minor.
Well, all them charges.
Say many of the suspects used stolen
Every single one of
vehicles.
them charges, they charged me every single one of them charges and never found a gun on me. When I got arrested, I have no burn on me. They charged me all the same shit. They all felonies too, all F1s and F2s and F3s.
Coordinated ambush-style shootings and social media threats to escalate the violence.
Plus N1s and 2s, they hit you with every charge for a pipe. Bro.
This indictment marks one of the largest gang crackdowns in recent Philadelphia history, but authorities warn that the investigation is still active. More arrests are expected as law enforcement continues tracking down additional suspects and linking unsolved shootings to this conflict. In this video, we'll break down the key players, the timeline of violence, and how law enforcement built its case against these individuals. On April 15, 2021, at 9:48 p.m., gunfire erupted on the 2000 block of South 7th Street, leaving two young men, ages 19 and 22, wounded. Both victims were shot multiple times but survived their injuries.
I think I remember
Witnesses
this
reported
too.
that a lone shooter approached on foot, opened fire, and fled the scene. Police recovered several shell casings from the area, and through further investigation, they linked the shooting to 21-year-old Carl Jarrett. He was later indicted for multiple counts of attempted murder and conspiracy. He was also charged with violating VUFA 6106, which prohibits carrying a firearm without a valid license, VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in public in Philadelphia, and VUFA 6110 for illegal possession of a firearm as a minor. Authorities identified him as a member of the Senders, and this shooting is believed to have been one of the early sparks in the conflict between the Senders and the Clappers. On January 22, 2022, at 7:12 p.m., police responded to multiple 911 calls reporting gunfire on the 800 block of June Street. When officers arrived, they found 16-year-old Mecky Ingram, or Lil Cobb.
First of all, it's not Mecky, it's Makai, right? And I never really knew, bro. But when he died and shit, my mom dead. I was talking to him and shit. He was in his car and shit, and he was like a little sad and shit. I asked him what's wrong and shit. He like, you know when your cousins just died and shit. I'm like, nah. He showed me his John. I'm like, yeah, that's my cousin. I ain't never knew that. But his name Makai Ingram. My granddad named Lawrence Ingram. So, I ain't know there was folks and know that, but
suffering from multiple gunshots,
my cousin and shit, I ain't know
barely
that.
clinging to life. Witnesses described the attack as a calculated execution, with two masked gunmen ambushing him, firing off multiple rounds before fleeing the scene. Lil Ka was rushed to the hospital, where doctors fought to stabilize him. For days, he remained in critical condition. Investigators later identified 20-year-old Tahir Wick Rowe and 19-year-old Claudia Carter Lewis, both affiliated with the Clappers, as the shooters. Authorities believe this was a targeted hit, carried out as retaliation for a previous attack linked to the ongoing war between the Clappers and Senders. Both suspects were later indicted for murder and conspiracy, along with VUFA 6106, illegal possession of a firearm, and VUFA 6108, carrying a firearm in public in Philadelphia. While Lil Ka was in the hospital, fighting for his life, the Senders wasted no time moving on retaliation. On January 28, 2022, two separate shootings rocked South Philly within a short span. The first occurred at 11:26 p.m. on the 1400 block of South 6th Street, where a 26-year-old man was shot twice in the leg while standing near a parked car. Less than 30 minutes later, another shooting broke out on the 700 block of Rittner Street, where two men, ages 25 and 27, were shot multiple times in their lower bodies. Surveillance footage captured a dark-colored sedan speeding away from both scenes. Investigators later tied these retaliation hits to 19-year-old Eli A3 Simmons, a known member of the Senders. He was indicted for multiple counts.
Now I think I heard about this. I heard he was a crash. He was crashing.
Of attempted murder and conspiracy, along with VUFA 6106 for illegal possession of a firearm and VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in public. Authorities believe these shootings were just the beginning. 6108 for carrying a firearm in public.
That Lato? That's a sturdy Lato.
Authorities believe these shootings were just the beginning, a declaration of war in response to Lil Kai's death. But the damage had already been done. On January 29, 2022, 1 week after the shooting, Lil Kai succumbed to his injuries. The violence escalated further. On January 30th, 2022, Philadelphia saw a string of shootings across different locations, all linked to the senders. The first took place on the 200 block of Robin Street, where a 24-year-old man was shot twice in the leg. Shortly after, another shooting occurred at 8th Street and Snyder Avenue, where a 20-year-old man suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Later that night, on the 700 block of Rittner Street, 3 men, ages 26, 27, and 30, were shot in the legs while standing outside a residence. Earlier that evening, a Honda Accord was carjacked at gunpoint on the 2400 block of South 3rd Street, and the stolen vehicle was later used in one of the shootings. 19-year-old Eli Simmons, known as A3, and 21-year-old Ivan Williams were indicted for multiple counts of attempted murder, conspiracy, and carjacking. Simmons was also charged with VUFA 6106 for unlawful firearm possession, VUFA 6108 for carrying a gun in a public place, and VUFA 6110 for being a minor in possession of a firearm. On February 6, 2022, at 5:19 p.m., a 24-year-old man was shot twice in the stomach outside a corner store on the 1600 block of West Ontario Street. Surveillance footage captured 2 gunmen exiting a silver sedan, opening fire, and then fleeing. Investigators identified 19-year-old Eli Simmons, known as A3, and 21-year-old Carl Jarrett as the shooters. Both were indicted on charges of attempted murder and conspiracy, as well as VUFA 6106 for possessing a firearm without a license, and VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in public. On November 8th, a shooting took place on the 3100 block
I just got up,
Norris
Street.
2 people were injured during the shooting. Then, on February 2nd, 2023, at 4:37 p.m., a mass shooting took place on the 4800 block of Pascal Avenue.
With this, 7 people, 6 of them children, are shot after a gunman opens fire.
I'm like, I gotta make a video for the game. Like, I gotta make a video.
One of the children is only 2 years old. I'm Yuki Washington.
What?
I'm Jessica Cartalia. All 7.
Which one of y'all goofy ass niggas shot a 2-year-old? They are 2. Got nothing to do with no types of war, no types of beef. Right? The 2-year-old got shot, bro. They got the roughest, toughest niggas in the world. Cause y'all popped the 2-year-old nigga. That shit really made me mad, bro. That shit really made me mad, folks. One of these hit a 2-year-old, folks. Fuck is my mic going? A 2-year-old, folks. That's why I be ending certain videos, bro. Cause certain videos like, bro, nah, y'all did too much already. I'm done.
Right near the James G. Blaine School. Siafa Lewis is live outside of police headquarters.
And it was near a school.
Breaking details. Siafa?
I mean, shit.
Just Yuki, quite simply, the violence continues, as you've noted. 7 more Philadelphians are gunshot victims tonight. 5 of them are teens. 1 is just 2 years old.
Wait, so they really call us Philadelphians? Like, Philadelphians?
This shooting took place early Thursday evening in the city's Strawberry Mansion section at the intersection of 31st and West Norris.
So again, we have one 31-year-old that we know of, and then the remaining victims are all juveniles, and those ages range from 2 to 17.
2 years old.
Inside a stolen silver Hyundai near 31st and Norris Streets, targeting a group of teenagers. As the teens walked past the playground, the shooters jumped out and unleashed at least 30 bullets in just 13 seconds before speeding off. Shayna Moore was walking her 8-year-old son home from school, pushing her 2-year-old daughter Suhara in a stroller when gunfire erupted behind them. A bullet tore through her leg as she struggled to stay on her feet. Moore screamed for her son to run as she tried to push forward, blood rushing down her leg. She didn't realize Suhara had also been shot. The same bullet that hit her leg had lodged in her daughter's thigh.
She got hit in her shit. And then went through her shit and hit her daughter. Which is 2.
5 teenagers were also shot in the attack. A 13-year-old boy was shot in the hand. A 16-year-old boy was hit in the arm and leg. Another 16-year-old was shot in the arm, a 17-year-old was grazed in the thigh, and a 15-year-old boy was shot twice in the chest. The shooters fled in the stolen car. Police made no arrests at the time, and the motive was unknown. Moore was rushed to the hospital. She spent days recovering and now undergoes physical therapy. Suhara still has a bullet lodged in her leg, and loud noises startle her. She thought she would feel safe in her own neighborhood. Now, she just wants to get out. I'm just ready to move, she said.
Little girl,
Investigators later tied the shootings to gang
Yeah,
violence and
shit.
charged 17-year-old Alante Outerbridge, a close-range gang member, with 9 counts of attempted murder, conspiracy, and he was also charged with 2 counts each of VUFA 6106, firearm possession without a license, and VUFA...
I mean, his bright ass lights. I do these videos. That's why I didn't start my Faces gaming channel, cause these lights and this bright ass fucking ring light
6108
should be cooking me.
On April 5th, 2023,
I hate bright ass
at 10:02
lights.
p.m., gunfire erupted on the 700 block of Jackson Street, leaving 2 men wounded. Witnesses reported that 2 masked shooters approached from behind and opened fire before fleeing on foot. Both victims were struck multiple times and were rushed to the hospital in critical but stable condition. Investigators later identified the shooters as 16-year-old Javon Solomon and 20-year-old Isaiah Brown, known as Cap G's, both affiliated with the senders. Solomon was indicted for attempted murder, conspiracy, and multiple firearms charges, including VUFA 6106.
Wait, so Cap shot the 2-year-old girl, bro?
And VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in public. Brown,
bad
known
John,
as Cap G's, was indicted for conspiracy, and VUFA 6106 for illegal firearm possession. Authorities linked this shooting to the ongoing retaliation between the senders and their rivals. On April 6, 2023, a shooting took place near 22nd and Wolf Streets, leaving 3 men injured. Authorities later indicted 19-year-old Atom L, a member of the senders, for attempted murder and aggravated assault. He was also charged with VUFA 6106 for illegal firearm possession and VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in a prohibited area. On April 20th, 2023, a 19-year-old man was shot twice in the chest.
What do they mean by that?
Plaza on the 4600 block of Wayne Avenue.
Prohibited area.
19-year-old
Cause I had that shit on my shit too. I'm like,
was
so if
later
I had my
indicted for
license,
attempted murder
I
and
wouldn't be able to be
multiple
over
offenses.
here with my shit
He was
anyway.
also charged with VUFA 6106 for possessing a firearm without a license and VUFA 6108 for carrying a firearm in public. On April 27, 2023, a 22-year-old man was shot in the arm and leg at the intersection of 7th and Rittner Streets in what authorities described
That's
as
like
a direct
5, 6
retaliation
people
hit.
already shot
19-year-old Eli Simmons, known as A3, was
in
indicted
12
for
minutes.
attempted murder and conspiracy. He was also charged with VUFA 6106 and VUFA 6108 for unlawful firearm possession. On May 1st, 2023, a triple shooting occurred on the 600 block of Oregon Avenue, leaving 3 men critically wounded. 19-year-old Andre Richards, a member of the senders, was later indicted for attempted murder and conspiracy.
I'm like 2 deaths. These are attempts.
VUFA 6106 for unlawful possession of a firearm and VUFA 6108 for carrying a gun in a public place. This case is far from over. According to the district attorney's office, the investigation is still active and more arrests are expected. Law enforcement has made it clear they're still working to connect additional suspects to these shootings and bring in anyone else involved. With the amount of ballistics evidence, surveillance footage, and digital forensics being used in this case, officials believe that more names will surface and more indictments will follow. As the violence continues to spread beyond South Philadelphia, investigators are digging deeper, linking past shootings, tracking affiliations, and making sure that those responsible don't slip through the cracks. While some of these suspects are already facing serious time behind bars, prosecutors have hinted that this takedown is just the beginning. With tension still high in the streets and some key suspects still on the run, this war is far from settled. The question now is, how much more damage will be done before the dust finally settles? That's the full breakdown on this case. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And
I think it's fucking stupid. Dumb as fuck. Cause how the fuck? We heard like all the attempts in this, y'all. Like 1, 2 B's. So y'all, nobody's dying. Y'all just shooting.